Sports as we welcome you to Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Currently, the Eagles have possession as we resume the action in quarter number 2. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the...
And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. So we've come to... All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
Ravens 35, Eagles 7. Justin Tucker to kick off.
It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter. Fielded near the back of the end zone, and he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. And I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try to play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. Caught by the tight end Ertz. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. That kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right?
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Pernell McPhee able to record his 5th sack of the season.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here's more on the return. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Ravens, they'll take over. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat of this ball game as well. Caught right side at Snead. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them. From the gun, Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that is incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
On second down, Ingram. Give him 9 there. They still need 6 more now on 3rd down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And I think that's a pretty good illustration of why they try to get the football into his hands out of the backfield. That was something else. A 10th carry here for Mark Ingram. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. Caught by Snead over the middle. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 13-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're hitting.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram, his third touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year. And the Ravens continue to pour it on. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. And it's up and good. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's Mark Ingram who caps it off with a touchdown run.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
25-yard line.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side, because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Shotgun now for Wentz. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. On Wentz is intercepted yet again. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters.
Well, NFL quarterbacks have learned the hard way. You're not going to get rich throwing against this guy. He's definitely too good. And this is now his 2nd interception of the ball game. And if I'm running the offense, I've got to tell my guys, you've got to go work on the other corner.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And that'll be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st down, it's Ingram. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
25-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and...
Again, they'll run with Ingram. And he's going to take this close to the 1st down marker as he stopped at the Eagles' 18-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new 7 downs.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens add on. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. fielded near the back of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. The drive starts with a completion left side and past the 40. The 40's out of bounds. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible. Wentz now on first down. Looking sideline, incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
He was looking for Miles Sanders out of the backfield, and that'll make it third down.
Brings up third down and 20.
Again, they'll throw with Wentz. Yeah, he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that poster out there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Play fake to Sanders. Now here's Wentz. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. Now Wentz on third down. And Jeffrey's got it. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 25-yard line. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on third. On first down, Wentz. Buying time to his, and it's a fumble. And the Ravens have got it. Now Carson Wentz down. Boy, you think about the injury history he's had, and he remains on the turf. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 18. He'll give this one to Ingram to start things out. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Ingram again. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Jackson throwing on target to Brown. Brown with his stick skills. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. You know, Lamar Jackson last season, the first NFL quarterback with 3,000 or more passing yards and 1,000 or more rushing yards in the same season.
And we've seen both of those talents on display here today. We just saw another completed pass. And everyone knew coming out of college he could run the ball. But for some reason, we didn't analyze it throwing the way we should have. I think every time he completes a pass, he says to himself, take that, evaluators. You guys really missed the boat on me.
Great gains back-to-back. Last time over 30 yards, better than 20 here. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target, and that'll bring up second down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense can crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Rolling to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. When in doubt, do it yourself as he keeps it for 3 and a first down. They'll look to run with Ingram. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. From back at the 4, here's second and goal.
The 4-yard line.
And again, it's Ingram, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Tucker with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taken in the end zone, and he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. A big offensive explosion help leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Ravens, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they will head home next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, the downward spiral continues as they drop to 0-6 now. And they will be at home next week to take on the New York Giants. And for Charles...
swish. Go ahead, touchdown like that. 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 Hey, go ahead, touchdown like that. 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 Like work the middle, 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 work the.
Let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I did it? Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain, pain. Can I kick it? Just to flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I asked. Can I?
Hey, could count on my power and look at my dogs. It was way back then, could claim what you saw, but you weren't with us. The higher the climb, the harder the fall, but how did you get up? I done got rich and went broke, then got rich again, just a little hiccup. I done been ballin' this pickup. Remember me being so bummy and being so hungry, I had to eat gristle. Ay, how did the lady go miss? Ay, her she with magic, she mixed. Met her at one of the functions, we caught her the rhythm, she caught up a friend, they kissed and we dipped it, and that's how we kicked it.
Let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain, pain. Can I kick it? Just to flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I asked. Can I? Before I went live, they ain't know what I was. Ain't no one alive that could do what I does. Need a light here just to check my buzz. He's right here just to check my cup. Now they don't really talk about us. Now they don't really talk about love. Honestly, they ain't never seen too much. What's love to a guy with a bag? What's heart to a guy with some cash? What's pain to a guy that's mad? Said. What's broke to a guy with a mask? What's both to a guy with a plan? I just wanna kick it, that's all I ask. Like, let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain, pain. Can I kick it? Just to flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I asked. Can I?
Today, from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, it's Week 7 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Autumn has arrived in the Mid-Atlantic region of the U.S., and it is a glorious afternoon at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. There's a scene a short time ago the Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. That'll be taken about a yard deep, but ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. First time we get to see this Baltimore offense here, and feast your eyes on the Madden cover man, Lamar Jackson, taking the field ready to lead them at quarterback.
Partner, you know how guys always tell us it's not about the numbers, it's about the win. It's about the numbers, too. Almost 400 yards passing by him last week. What can he do in this one?
Well, earned him AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Maybe he'll try to get 400-plus here and duplicate that honor again. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Steps away to his left. He'll run it. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line.
Geez, I mean, what more can you say about Lamar Jackson? We know that he's got the quickness and the agility, but if you wanted proof of his straight-line speed, look no further.
Able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10. A look there at Ingram's numbers from a week ago. He hit pay dirt so many times we almost lost track. Every time we turned around, he was in the end zone.
And those weren't all just one-yard plunges either, partner. I mean, he ripped up a few long jaunts as well.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up third.
This time, Jackson will throw it. Dancing to his left. He may try and run for this. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a first and goal. They'll run here with Ingram. And he'll get in. Touchdown. Baltimore. Mark Ingram. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
And the Ravens lead at 7-0. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's Mark Ingram who caps it off with a touchdown run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Taken about 7 yards deep, and no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Steelers set to go on offense, and it is the big man, Big Ben, number 7, Ben Roethlisberger, ready to lead them.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
The numbers from last week's game for Ebron. 6 catches, 62 yards.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is #1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
They knew they had the free play after the penalty. They get great yardage so they can decline that penalty.
And one of the things we've seen develop more and more in recent years, our team seeing that penalty occur and still taking the big shot downfield and hoping to gain the yardage as we just saw there. They practice it, they work on it, and this time they're successful. They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. To throw again is Roethlisberger. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger looking deep downfield. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down.
I may be an analyst, but I'm also a fan. I love it when people take the big shots downfield, but he was under a lot of duress. And I think that forced the incompletion downfield. Didn't have a real good chance to find his target.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if you guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complementary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Steelers 3.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back.
Incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Jackson eluding the pressure right. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 25-yard line. They got 29 yards that time.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground and how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
Over the middle here to Brown. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another 1st down. To throw again is Jackson. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Marquise Brown, his 6th touchdown of the season as the Ravens push further out in front.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
And he puts it through. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
When you're in man coverage, you have help over the top, you become a much more confident defender. Trail the receiver and know that someone over the top can make a play, and that's exactly what happened here. The free safety coming up with the interception.
Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2.
And they run the option on 2nd down.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
Well, Lamar Jackson, for all the talents of escaping pressure that he possesses, he was helpless to do much of anything there. He had no chance.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
And all the way in for the Ravens, touchdown. Mark Andrews, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens will add on to their lead.
So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense.
And last time, 1-play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play...
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now Jackson on 1st down. Right, and that's complete. And he goes down, but now they're getting this inside the 25. 25 yards that time.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Flushed out right. This is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Nick Boyle, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
Here comes Ben Roethlisberger and the Steeler offense back onto the field. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. 2nd and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger. Completing it to the right side. Johnson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL. And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
He uncorks it for Snead, and that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there, but it'll be 2nd down. To throw again, Jackson. It's complete to Brown, right side. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 16 yards, a first down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Jackson on first down. Man open left side is Brown. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Again, Jackson. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line.
Come on! Well, that was something to behold there. You might expect runs like that from a kick returner or wide receiver, but that's your quarterback hitting top speed.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mark Ingram with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And this offense is running away with this one.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Tucker now to add the point after. Been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's Mark Ingram who caps it off with a touchdown run.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Getting set to go again, Ben Roethlisberger heading back out there. He's struggled. His team has struggled. You talk to me a lot about looking to your leaders. Maybe it's time for him to put his mark on this game.
Agreed. And how that has to happen is somehow he's got to flush out everything that's happened so far and almost start over and get back to that competent level and know that he can play the game, because so far this has been a real struggle.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got the interceptions, trying to turn it around. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Now Ben hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. But it looked like the Steelers were able to recover, and they will indeed hold on to the ball.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long.
Now Roethlisberger. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
This time they stay on the ground. And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Returning it is Moore. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
That one good for 21 yards. And it's going to yield a new set of downs. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we'll head to the 2nd half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, 2nd half. Let's do it.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And the half will begin with a touchback.
Getting set to go again, Ben Roethlisberger marches onto the field. And he's looking to take much better care of the football here in half 2 after 3 first-half interceptions.
We don't have to just look strictly at the numbers here. You know what else happens to a team when you turn it over 3 times like that? It erodes confidence in you. And it erodes confidence in the offense. And now you have the defensive guys looking over and saying, what is going on here? And instead of playing for the team, they're playing angry and mad at their teammates. Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after them now.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. To throw here, Roethlisberger. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
At the 3-yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown. And they work this out past the 25. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
That is definitely what we call our defense an auto play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson. When you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And going deep downfield for Boykin. It's caught inside the 25.
Miles Boykin. That's good.
Well, he's the reigning MVP of the league, primarily for his work on the ground, but that arm, something special too.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Jackson. That is caught at the 7. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, a 3-yard run as he kept it himself. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone.
And this one through the uprights and good. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Taken about 7 yards deep, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. But it's going to be 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, they'll run with Connor. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Complete to Juju Smith-Schuster.
Has a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
Roethlisberger going to get this one to Connor. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
On the counter, it's Connor. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
A good carry and a first down by James Conner, and this Pittsburgh team is really hoping he's back in form because last year the entire Pittsburgh offense suffered without Ben Roethlisberger, quarterback. James Conner only 715 combined yards, but in 2018, he was a Pro Bowl running back. Combined yardage that year, 1,470. They're hoping for 2018 James Conner in 2020.
On second down, it's Connor. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A gain of 4. And it's third down.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. They got to get to the 23 here on third. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sport. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas, and he will bring this all the way up to the 30-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And now they are knocking on the door inside Pittsburgh's 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Jackson from the shotgun. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Not much there, only a yard.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
From the gun, it's a run for Ingram. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Bud Dupree able to record his 5th sack of the season. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. He can run for it, and he will. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. It's Connor as they stay on the ground. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
Fielded just inside the 20. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. T.J. Watt in on the tackle. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Flush to his right. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, second down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
At the 43-yard line.
Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And this one is incomplete. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. 20! And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal.
Oh, Lamar Jackson just so electric, Charles, when he gets into open space, and we saw Exhibit A right there.
You know something? I'm standing up here in the booth next to you watching the play. He buckled my ankles on that one as well. It doesn't matter whether you're actually on the field trying to chase him or you're just watching him play. This guy is sheer excitement.
They'll keep it on the ground. Ingram, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone can stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we got no shot to beat this team.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. That time a 6-play drive. And it's Mark Ingram who caps it off with a touchdown run.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one. They'll probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
What we've seen so far in this game, they are not going to allow a big shot over the top. You can have whatever you want underneath. They'll give you that, but they're not going to let you beat them deep.
And he fields it cleanly. Broken tackle. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field.
And right about now, heck, they might be wishing they did not have a bye week coming up next week. It appears they're going to go into that week off in high spirits as they've got this one well in hand. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. This is caught at the 20. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Baltimore, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they drop just their second game so far as they fall to 5-2. And they'll get an extra week to think.